Sometimes we can't solve all our problems. It's not entirely possible to solve every single one, especially when it's not even in our control. And we give ourselves too much responsibility, more than we should, more than what is necessary. We bear the burden of other people's responsibility. And it's like, you put too much on yourself. I put too much on myself at times too, where I'd stress myself out knowing that I couldn't handle it. But I was stubborn. I was stubborn to the fact that it's like, I'm gonna solve it regardless. And, you know, that is a problem in itself. It's like, do what you need to do. And it's, of course, if you have the opportunity to help others, then by all means, go for it. But sometimes people wear themselves out just doing things for others, doing things for other people, and just stressing themselves out by doing that. And even so, it's like our own problems. We all have problems or situations where it's not in our control. Things happen, and you have to accept that. It's like some things just happen. It just turned out that way. It just happened to be that way. And you may not like it, you may not, but it happens. And you just have to live with that. And even so, it's like there's some situations where, sure, you could have changed something. You could have changed something about it, and the outcome would have been different. That's entirely possible. And I hate to say it, but it's like you can't change it. You can no longer change it. It's no longer within your control, because how, it's like we don't got a time machine. We don't have a way to go back in time and change our own actions. And as much pain as that could have caused, and as much as someone may want to help you, it's like there's only so much some people can do, because it's like, you're faced with a problem in the past, and it just is there. It's there. It's a problem, and it's a feeling that is there. Whether we want to say it's trauma or a situation in which, like, it scarred you, it hurt you, and who knows when it'll never not hurt. But you know, it'll hurt. It'll definitely hurt. And just looking at, getting help. And even so, it's like bearing that burden, bearing the feelings that come with it, that feeling, of the pain and the damage you may have caused. And you bring it up to someone, because I believe it's helpful when you have someone there with you. And it's like you talk to someone, you express what has happened. It's like, sure, they may not have been able to do anything about it, but it's the simple fact that, one, you're able to talk it out, you're able to express yourself, you're able to just kind of let it go, in a sense. You're able to just let it go. And two, it's like you're no longer fighting that for yourself, that inescapable battle. You are no longer there facing it by yourself. You have someone alongside you sharing that sort of pain, and it just makes it all better. Because more often than not, just staying within ourselves, our own thoughts, and we're not in a right place mentally, it can create more problems. Being honest, speaking from my own experiences, like, I used to just have problems, and what really made it worse was my own thoughts about them, and just keeping everything to myself, keeping everything just to myself, not expressing it. And it's like, you only make it worse at times, because guess what? Guess where a lot of the problem starts? It's in your head. It's in your head, and that's what keeps it there. It's that cycle. It keeps it in your own head. So guess what makes it worse also? It can be your own head, and it's frankly just trying to fight an uphill battle. And even so, it's like your own vision, your own view is limited. So it's like, how are you supposed to see the way out when your experience isn't enough? And that's why a lot of times we have people around us who help us, people around us who show us, or we read, or we do things. We try and figure out what the solution is, because Nine times out of ten, if we've never faced it, we don't know the solution. We genuinely don't. So we go out and just seek help, and by all means, that's an amazing thing. That's an amazing thing where you have the courage to go and seek help or try and seek an answer for what it is. It's like it can be hard to let go. Some things just aren't within your control, and it may have a feeling with it. The past is the past, and it's never gonna be changed. It's never gonna be altered. Sorry, my voice is just low, but it'll always be there. It'll always be there. Sad to say, but that's why it's like if you're able to have someone, that you can share your own experience with, it's like you are no longer fighting that battle by yourself. You are no longer doing it with yourself. You have someone alongside with you. And it definitely makes it a lot easier because it's like, I'm feeling this, and they're like, for real? And you just talk about it. You have a whole conversation. You have a whole dialogue about what it is you're feeling. And even so, you may help them, because helping people also feels good. Helping people also feels amazing. And it's just helping each other, because of course we're all individuals. We're all, have our own personalities, have our own routes, roads, our own dreams and destination, our own journey. But it's like the people along there too play a role in it. The people you meet alongside, and you also help each other in that aspect. It's like paths cross, two paths cross, and it's like you can create so much from that, being able to just help people and help people and also get help, because nothing is wrong with getting help. And if it's at a level where it's something you can't get out of your mind, or it's something that's truly bugging you, get professional help. If anything, that should probably be the first thing you should do. That should be the first thing you do, is get professional help, because they know best of how to diagnose you, or how to even just figure it out, because they're trained for that. They're trained for that specific thing. And they'll ask questions about, things you wouldn't really think about, but it opens up a different possibility, and, seeing things from a different light. And it's okay. It doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you, less than. It doesn't make you, whatever label you want to put on that makes you seem weaker. It's like, that's not true. If anything, having the strength and courage to face that head on, and being able to accept the fact that I'm hurting. And it's like, that is powerful. That takes courage. It really does take courage to be able to confront your problems and say, I can't face them, so I'm gonna seek help. And getting help from a professional, like, that should be one of the first things you do, because they are trained for that specific reason. They did their work in order to help. Even so, of course, you can always go to a friend and just talk things out. That's also a possibility too, because again, it's like, now it's two people sharing that experience. And as much as they want to hold you, or just if they had the ability to go back in time and just make sure that never happens, so you never have to feel that pain, it's like, of course they'd want to do that, but they can't. So they'll just be there with you. They'll be there with you. They'll bear that emotion with you. They'll stand on the front line facing that with you. And that's the beauty in it. So it's like, again, it's okay to seek help, And even so, it's like, you yourself can't fix every single problem. You can't. That's just being honest. And you can only go so far doing that. But even so, it's like, I'm so glad we're at a space now where it's like, mental health is a lot bigger than it once was. Because even so, it wouldn't even be crazy to believe that 10 years ago, it was more difficult to talk about your mental health than it is now, because now it's like it's so prevalent, and it's everywhere, where it's like you can just talk about it, you won't get judged, you won't get criticized, and if anything, people will want to help. Sometimes I just think our own thoughts stop us, for the simple fact, whatever label we put on it, whatever label or description we put on ourselves for trying to seek help, it's like that is more of the reason why you should seek help. Because look, if you know there's a problem, but you're stopping yourself from finding a solution to it, that is more of a reason to seek help. Because at some point, it's like it's better to kill it at its root, or get rid of it at its root before it's even just a big problem, than when it's unbearable. And even if it's at an unbearable level, you know it's unbearable. That just means seek help. Get the help you need. You know, prioritize yourself. And that's the whole point. Prioritize your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health. All of it. All of it. And along the way, with whatever you learn, you can help others too. You know, because you see more often than not, people are hurting. People are genuinely hurting. And if you can help someone, by all means do it. By all means, make the world a better place. Sure, you may not physically get something out of it, but you made the world a better place. You made someone feel better. You made someone see things from a different perspective. You have helped someone. Is that not a beautiful thing? It's literally okay to be able to speak to other people. You know, some people may be more receptive than others. Some people may be more closed off about it than others, because they themselves may be closed off and dealing with their own things, but don't know or don't have the awareness that they can talk about it. And in a sense, it's like you have to create that space to be able to talk about it. You have to create that space where you can just talk about it, create an open, honest conversation. And you may have to start it. You can say, hey, I'm facing this, I'm going through this is what I've been thinking, and what do you think I should do? And just be as honest as you can, and whatever you get from it, you get. Because, you know, you can only face certain challenges for so long, and it's like, you can only do that for so long until it's unbearable. And just looking back at my own life, I'm glad that, you know, I was able to seek help beyond myself, you know. Because a lot of what I learned is, or just experiences, my own experience and just other people. And I'm blessed to have the people I have in my own life. And, you know, I'm grateful for that. I am definitely grateful. And, you know, if whether you have people like that in your life or not, you know, there's always someone out there. And if not, you know, it's became a lot easier to find that. It's became a lot easier to find the material and the sources to get help. It's became so much easier now. Whether it's finding people to talk to on social media, you got Discord, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, all these sorts of things, where you can find people who you can connect to. And even so, in real life, you can connect to people on a day-to-day basis. You know, the grocery store, you know, clothing store, you know, the cafe, the restaurant. And you can meet anyone anywhere. And, you know, of course, you're not going to be having that deep connection at first. But over time, it builds up. It definitely builds up. And, you know, that's the whole point. It's prioritizing yourself and the community. And that's the thing. It's like we're an individual within a unit. You know, we're one piece of the puzzle to complete the picture. That's what it is. So If you think you aren't special, you are. You literally are. You're unique in your own individual way, and you play a piece. And if you think you have no power, no responsibility in the world, that's simply not true. We all play a part in this. We're all an individual and just a unit in a combined force, I guess you can say. We all play a role. We all have our own, specific place to play. And, I guess I just want to leave it off there. Yeah. I just want to leave it off there, again, if you need to seek help from a professional, that should be first point of reference. But if not, even so, it's like if you have people around you who you can talk to, even just online or in person, it does not matter the form. But if you're able to just get help, get it, if you need it, if you truly need it, and please be honest about it. If you're saying I don't need it, I'll figure it out. It's like, sure, there's a possibility you may be able to work through it, but if you're able to get help and it if speeds up the process, if we even want to say that, because there's no time on how long it'll take to heal. There's no certain amount of time or measurement, but it's like it certainly eases up the process. And I just want to leave it off there. Love you forever and always. See ya.